Morning. How's it going?
Good. For those of you listening, I woke up. I hit snooze probably like 8 times today. Every time I thought I could do it, and every time I just hit the button again, and had a bunch of weird dreams in between. I had a dream. Wait. I had a dream that we were up north with family, and
Okay.
I had to buy like a train ticket, or like someone asked me to like ask for a better price on like a train ticket, and the train person like went off on me. It was but it was the
What?
actor from the second. No, I guess it was, I don't remember his name, but it was an actor from Breaking Bad. It was the cop guy.
Oh yeah, yeah. The guy, the bald
So,
guy. Yeah.
yeah, it was so
He
mean.
he did he didn't appreciate your approach to the ticket booth.
I literally just asked a question. He just like went off on me. And I was like, can you at least tell me why this is such a rude question? And then he went off on me again.
I think it's the
Don't snooze,
residual
kids.
effect of watching Frosty the Snowman a bunch of times when you were a little girl. Because do you remember that scene where they got to get Frosty to the North Pole, so they go up to the ticket counter at the train station, and the guys, you guys say, okay, you got to get to the North Pole through Saskatchewan, and lists all these crazy northern cities that most of us don't know about. And then he gives her the price, and she's like, we don't have any money, and he goes, no money, no
No
ticket, and then
ticket.
slams the booth. So maybe that's like something from your childhood, just this negative. The person at the that takes the money at the train station is a bad
It's
guy
mean. Has no
who
sympathy
doesn't
on the
care about
snowman.
melting snowmen or little girls.
Yeah, I can visualize that in my head. That guy.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's
It's
probably true.
that's
Probably has some.
You're probably right. I wonder what it looked like. Wait,
Yeah,
let me just see if the one that was in my dream even looks similar to the one Frosty train train ticket.
Frosty the
Oh yeah,
Snowman train ticket. Is that
I
is that
mean,
what
well,
you've dreamt?
well, he's like slightly bald. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
Gray
it's
beard
like a
or
little
gray
bit similar.
mustache or something?
I don't know if I'll be able to show it on screen, but
You've been scarred by by Frosty the Snowman.
it's weird how those
You
like.
move it closer. I can't see it. Let me see. People
Uh,
listening won't be able to see, but
Here, I'll show you.
yep, it doesn't quite look like the guy from
No
Breaking Bad, but
money, no
it's.
ticket.
And then they're all like, wah wah.
Yeah, it goes dark
Now
and
Frosty
then
knows
and
his fate is sealed. He's gonna be a
yeah, I'm gonna
puddle.
die. Man, that's like.
Sorry, spoiler alert.
Spoiler
Sorry.
alert for the 28, 20, 25, 30 year old movie that's adopted. Is it adapted from a book? I feel like it would be.
No, from a song. It was actually a song by
Oh, the
Burl Ives called
song.
Frosty the. I think Burl Ives recorded it first. But anyway, Frosty the Snowman, and it's a lot more than
Oh.
30 years old. It's more like 60 because it came out like
Oh.
the in the 60s. It's way old.
Based on the animation, it makes a lot
It
of
came out in the
sense.
60s like me. It's really old.
Spoiler alert for the 60-year-old movie. Sorry if you got it spoiled for you.
So funny story. I was mom and I were watching this documentary on Linda Ronstadt, and it's really good. I mean, Linda Ronstadt was just a powerhouse of a female vocalist in the
Hmm.
70s. Yeah, I forget about that because I just think of her as a country singer, and that's not true at all. Like she's a rock and roll icon. And anyway,
Hmm.
mom really admired her and modeled a lot of her singing after her and Barbara Streisand. Like you can see that, you
Yeah.
can hear that in her when she
Yeah.
sings.
Yeah.
Um, anyway, so it's the end of it, and Linda Ronstadt's being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and she's not singing because she's got Parkinson's disease now, so she can't sing. She doesn't
Oh,
perform anymore. But
sad.
they had this five women up on the stage singing one of her iconic songs, "When Will I Be Loved?" When will I be
No. Oh,
loved?
right,
And
right.
that's as much singing as anyone's ever going to hear from me. I apologize. I apologize if I've broken your ears, but in any event. there was like it was Bonnie Raitt, Carrie
Ah.
Underwood,
Oh
Cheryl
wow.
Crow, Emmylou Harris, and Stevie Nicks, and they're up there,
Oh,
and and this is
what a
the
lineup.
credits are rolling while they're singing this, performing this on stage, and Mom's on the couch to my left, I'm on the other, on the right side of the couch, and that last line comes up, and it's always a great harmony anyway, like even in the recorded version, and I was just grooving. I wasn't really paying attention, and I was just singing, along, kind of not like belting it, but and I mean I was in the spirit, man. My hand was up in the air, ready to do the harmony, and I was going along with the harmony exactly, and it finishes, and then I just hear this voice from my left, and it's Mom. She says, "What are you doing?" I turned to her and she's like, "I was waiting the whole time for that harmony and you totally wrecked it." Like, I'm sorry, I just got caught up and. So she rewinds it
That's
or
so
whatever you do with
funny.
the DVRs these days, DVDs, and plays it again. But I just thought that was so funny. Like, I'm
What are you
sorry,
doing?
in my mind, I was hitting the right note. Like, I was there. I was the sixth member of that
Right.
group hitting that harmony, and
Right.
but mom knew the truth, and the truth was I had completely destroyed it.
Did she
But
say
we had a good
that?
laugh about it. She well,
Did she say it? Was
I
she
don't know
like
if she came right out.
sincerely irritated? I
No,
think I
she was
would
very
be
sincere.
too.
She just like, "What are you doing? why are you singing over this amazing harmony right now?"
We've got Stevie Nicks, Carrie Underwood, Bonnie Wright, and Bob
I was
Dylan.
the I told well, that's what I told her. I said I felt the harmony was missing the bottom layer, so I was bringing the lower notes in.
Just bringing a little dissonance into the mix,
Yeah,
little creative
yeah.
undertone.
I don't I don't sing in public, and that's for the best.
I always,
Apparently, I shouldn't sing in private either. So
mom, I was like, I don't like exercise singing very much. Like I just sing along or hum or whatever it is. But like I remember at church, like if there's if there's like someone next to me who doesn't have a great like voice or is like tone deaf or whatever it is, they're always like, "Thank you for singing loudly so that I can sing without feeling embarrassed about my voice." Like, oh,
oh yeah,
you got
that's
it.
so that's just good strategy,
It's sad. I don't want people to feel like they can't sing. They can't like sing at church because of their voice.
or if somebody next to you is singing, but they've chosen because they're very good, they're really getting into whatever it is, and they're like singing the harmony. It
Mm.
throws me off. I can't. I mean,
Oh,
because I can't I can't do it anyway. But to have
yeah,
to
that's
mess with like
true.
somebody's hitting a different, it's not on the harmony note, but on the no wait, not on the melody note, but the harmony note, it's gone. I'm completely
Yeah,
lost.
you know what?
But
That's true. It's the
yeah,
choir
but you can
kids.
sing though. You've got mom's abilities. You inherited those. You didn't get mine. Which
Mm.
are there aren't any. I mean, I have my
You got the
abilities of music
groove.
are that I appreciate it. Like I got that part of it. But
Yes.
I can't do it. I'm not a
Yeah.
doer in this case. I'm very much just a spectator. But I really do enjoy and get it, into it, and so I got carried away with the harmony there, and I truly, I mean, I wasn't even aware that I was doing it. It just happened.
You're just in the
So
moment. It's the power.
I
It's
was
the
in the
power
moment.
of Stevie
My hand
Nicks.
was raised. I was like, I was like Aretha
Picture
Franklin,
it.
man. I had my hand waving, and I was pointing to that note I was gonna hit. And I tilted my head. My eyes were closed. I was into it. I was really enjoying the moment.
I wish I could. I wish I
But
could have been a fly on the wall for that. This was so beautiful in hindsight, especially.
oh golly,
And mom
yeah.
just
Well,
like staring out of the corner.
uh,
What are you
what's
doing?
happening here? Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
That's good stuff. So how's your week?
it's been good. It's been so I'm focusing like pretty hardcore on YouTube because I think that's like the next.
Hmm.
It's much more work than editing for TikTok, but I think it's a lot. There's a really good. The benefits are much better. Like I think I've said this before, but like the jump from YouTube to Twitch is a lot smaller and then it has the ability to make passive income. Like YouTube has that, whereas TikTok is very, very minimal. It's like tiny, tiny royalties. So like
Right.
the income is there for YouTube, and like I feel like I was trying to figure out what kind of content I wanted to make on YouTube, because the first video that I made in the Genshin category that did well was a build guide for a character. And like I my first thought when that happened was like, oh, then I'll just make more like build guides, stuff like
Yeah.
that. And like as soon as I posted, people were asking me for more build guides. But I realized that there's like a lot of different kind of content creators for games, and I realized that like information content is like really, it's like a lot of work, because that video that I posted is already outdated, because there's like a new element to the game that would work better now for this character that I produced the guide for. So now it's like, well, I'd either have to go in and like re-edit that video and like add the new part and re-upload it, and then like I guess like retire the original one, or like I just realized that it's with a game that moves as fast as Genshin, it's just like information content has to come out like that,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like a race. It's like a race for who can get that, because it's not like most people who are slightly, even slightly capable at the game can make a build guide. And it's not to say that it's not worth doing, because people need that. Like people want, I watch build guides all the time, but
Right.
it's not like for someone who wants to entertain. I think a build guides and like information videos wouldn't necessarily bring someone to my stream, or yeah, it's not something I can make on stream, so it's just like a lot of extra work. So
Right.
all that to say, I decided I'd rather do, unless it's like a very niche content, very niche information, like I'll do more Kai videos, because it's like this is an underused character, and there's like, I want to
People are
build this
curious.
character. It's a 4-star, it's a free character. I want to build this character to be as strong as 5-star characters. So like that I think I will keep doing. But in general, I've decided to switch more to just entertainment content. Like I'll have ideas for
Yeah.
like, this will be funny to do on stream, and then if it works out well, then I'll edit that and post it on YouTube. And I've posted I think 4 of those so far in the last month, and it's been going really well.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, there you
Yeah.
go.
I've
There's your
gone
answer.
from 6,000 subscribers to almost, I think I'm at, wait, 19,
19,000.
18,000 subscribers. Yes, it's happening really
Wow.
fast.
You were just below 10 last week, I think.
I hit
Okay. So
15 on like Tuesday morning. So I'm just gonna keep.
wow.
I feel like
Just keep doing
I've
whatever you're
figured
doing.
out.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's
I had my
working.
first video past 50K views, which is awesome, and my
Wow,
viewership,
Tara.
it just keeps going up. Like I averaged 400 and over 400 viewers the last 2 streams.
I saw that. We
So
clicked on last night, and
it's
you
kind
were
of
over.
great.
You were at 512, and I saw a tweet that you did where your average was in the fours. Or, I mean, or you had
Yeah.
hit five something. Yeah, yeah, it's really amazing. Keep doing it. Yeah, whatever you're really doing, just yeah, keep going.
It's just, man,
It's working.
I feel like I'm, all of my analytics lately, most of the time it looks like this. The last couple months, I'm hitting that exponential incline, where it's like that's usually what happens to like the big
Mm,
streamers, big content creators, is that it's like a slow incline, and then it's a very abrupt. Because I've just been curious, like these streamers that I watch
yeah,
and like am hanging out with, I look at their analytics 'cause I'm just curious, and almost all of them, it's like that. So I'm just gonna keep riding the wave and making good
yeah,
content, and we'll see how it goes. It's
yeah.
weird though;
Who
it's
knows?
happening really fast.
Yeah, it's got to be very interesting to wake up in the morning and you really don't know what's the number going to be, and how what these can these are lifestyle changing
Yeah,
numbers potentially as you go. So
Yeah.
Wow, that's
I don't know.
exciting.
The ceiling, man. I mean, when did I get partnered? Like 2 months ago or
Second
something?
episode, and this is I think episode 9.
Oh yeah.
So it would be like 7 weeks ago. So almost 2 months. Yeah, that's all. That's crazy.
And that is still such an achievement. But my eyes are set so much higher now. I don't know. It's just
Yeah, well, that's how it
I'm
works.
just grateful. Just grateful and
It's
excited.
fun to have targets to shoot for. It's important in life. You got to have like you don't just want to drift, right? So pick a
No,
target,
it's
go for it,
fine.
and it's fun.
Yeah,
Mom and I
I'm
were
like,
walking through the. I was saying, Mom and I were walking. We're walking through the Keys neighborhood
mm,
yesterday, and we kind of decided that really that's where we want to be. We've been here in Ventura for a while and trying to figure out. We've been renting this apartment. Where do we want to buy? What's the house? What's the neighborhood we want to live in? And we just were taking our time, and we didn't even know if I was going to like the commute and want to stay. But now we know we do. So
mm,
we're walking through this neighborhood, and all of it's walking distance to the beach if you're in that neighborhood. So it's expensive. It's not cheap, right? But it's kind of like I was saying. Well, it's it's something to shoot for. Like we're gonna see about. I mean, it's there. It's certain homes in that neighborhood would be possible now, but so you kind of decide. Well, do we get the middle of the road one and then wait? And I don't know. But anyway, these are good problems to have. But
it's a
it's
good
fun. Like we
problem.
really had a good time to finally decide. You know what? This is what we want. This is what we want. It's very similar to where grandma and grandpa live. It's got everything's
Oh yeah.
half the houses are back up to the water, which I don't want because I'm not an outdoorsman. I don't own a boat and not interested in owning a boat. So I wouldn't mind not living on the water, but I don't know, it's lovely, man. It's just really nice. So Dara, if you wake up and you have 1 million subscribers, I'm not gonna hit you up. I'm not gonna go to the bank for a mortgage. I'm gonna go to you for a mortgage.
I
Will you give me a
mean,
decent interest rate?
I'd love to do it. I'd
It's so
love to
funny.
do it. Man, yeah. It's exciting. It's exciting.
Yeah,
Gosh. I like
it
I'm
is.
like I know I'm like overworking myself in a lot of ways right now, but I'm okay with it because I don't plan on working at this pace for a long time. This is like I'm building up to this objective, right? Like I have certain goals. I'd like to reach 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, and like to be averaging 1,000 viewers on Twitch. Like that's my
Yeah.
next milestone. And like I basically, honestly, the plan is to work as hard and as fast as I possibly can until me and Joshua decide we want to try to have kids. And then I'll work through that and then I'll scale back. And I would like to be at a point where I can scale back and I can just stream and then I can hire people to do the like long hour edit for TikTok, edit for YouTube and like a liaison between me and brands and stuff and like just let me do the necessary stuff that like requires my face and my time and then delegate the rest.
Yeah,
So
that's
that way
really
I
smart.
have a little business that I can hire like I can pay people who have been helping me all this time. Like I can pay my YouTube editors like well and yeah, like I'd love to
Yeah,
do that. Like I'd love to be
yeah,
helpful
absolutely.
in that way.
That's really smart. Yeah, work really hard, and just keep building the brand, and then once the brand, I mean, the entity that you are, and all the different platforms, and then yeah, then a lot of that stuff you can pay other people to manage while you continue to be the face. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah.
And I'll be a grandpa. How about
And
that?
then you'll be a grandpa. So I don't know what I don't know when that'll be, but
No rush. I'm not. That's on. That's not. It's not my life. That's your life. You do what you want.
it'll be a
I never
wonderful,
really did understand
wonderful phase.
the pressure that like parents of adult children, married adult children, put on their adult children. Oh, so when are you going to have kids? I want to be a grandparent. I never
I don't
like
understand it either.
that's you're never going to get that from us. Like that's such a personal decision, and has to be the right time for you. Like, who are we to from the outside say we want grandkids? It's like, fine, are you going to be the one to raise them then? Because
Exactly.
I or pay, you
That
know,
was my
you
thought.
know what.
Like it
Whenever it happens, it'll be wonderful, but it'll happen when it's right to happen, not when we want or whatever. It's weird, I think the desire is always there for people in my shoes, but
yeah,
the pressure doesn't make sense to me. So I know you don't feel any from us. So
I
just to
don't.
reiterate, no
No, I
pressure.
don't. No, it's like 10. Yeah, because if you're pressuring your children to have children, it's like, well, you get maybe like 100% of the benefit and 10% of the work, whereas the parents also get 100% of the benefit and then like 90% of the work that takes. And that's life changing. That doesn't necessarily change the parents' life. This changes our life like completely. And it's not that we
Yeah,
don't want that. It's
the
just not
grandparents just
yet.
get to show up for playtime.
I know, and buy
Yeah,
presents and babysit occasionally,
yeah.
which will be
Anyway,
which
but
will all
that'll
be
be,
fun,
yeah,
but not
whenever that
yet.
happens. But no, not yet. No, you got a lot on your plate. So
Yeah. I was there's a bit of a controversy happening on Twitch right now, and I'm very I have a opinion about it. I have like almost like a double opinion about it, like my personal perspective, my personal like morals, and then I have like a more well-rounded perspective on it. So I'm very curious what your thoughts on it are. I'll explain the situation.
okay,
So there's been an uprising of what's called hot tub streamers. And it's essentially women. What do I call it? It's essentially soft porn, softcore porn, where it's like women are wearing bathing suits or wearing very, very skimpy like outfits, and they're either doing like yoga or they're doing just like lounging around or like
okay.
cooking or
Because
it's
everybody
like
cooks in their bikini, right?
in their bikini in very skimpy cosplay, whatever you want to call it. So it's just very thinly veiled soft porn, softcore porn. And there's lot of people sharing their opinions about it. I've heard people saying girls should be able to do what they want with their bodies, and if Twitch is going to allow it, then like they should be able to do it on Twitch. And then I've heard people say, I've heard this is mostly coming from like insecure little like male streamers who have like 5 viewers are like they're all out, like they're getting so many views and like I'm not getting any views and like I'm working so much harder and blah 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 blah. So there's that perspective. And I've
Right.
heard other perspectives. So I'm just curious, like, what's your reaction? What's your reaction to that? I haven't talked about it
Oh,
publicly yet because I've
man.
just been thinking about it.
Whether or not it should be allowed or
Yeah, yeah.
by
Well,
Twitch.
by Twitch, and I'll tell you this: Twitch has responded to it a little bit, and people are very upset about it.
Okay.
Twitch was like kind of same as the first opinion, which was like we support like sex workers or like or in more like ambiguous terms, like we think girls should be able to do what they want, and we support these types of women or whatever you want to call it. It's kind of
Right.
creators.
Oh man. Boy. Well,
It's a tough one.
yeah. There's a line. There's a difference between like what I would prefer versus what I
Yeah.
would want the platform to prefer. Because
There's a difference between my subjective personal opinion versus like what I would like to see happen
yeah,
for the
because
better of everyone.
I'm libertarian in a lot of ways, politically, and
Hmm.
just and that doesn't mean that I would subscribe to all the things that a libertarian is okay with. I wouldn't, but a libertarian would say it isn't, in this case, they would say it isn't the government's responsibility to dictate, say, morality, for example, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
that should be, in this country at least, that's the
Should be up to you.
what's designed in the Constitution. So now this isn't the government. This is Twitch. This is a platform that's saying, so, and that, but then even more so because the platform is an independent business. So
Hmm.
it can do what it should, it can do whatever it wants, right?
Yeah.
And I would fight for any company's rights under the First Amendment to have to be able to a point, right? We there's a line that we all, and I was just having a conversation with a colleague of mine about this, not this specific issue, but about morality and how we like to say, well, morality is subjective. Well, it's not totally subjective. We all, in the example he uses, we all understand that child pornography is wicked and evil beyond measure. Like nobody except the the perpetrators of it would disagree with
Well,
that
yeah,
statement.
would
Like it
even
is,
make
it
an
is,
argument.
yeah. No, that's just all but universally understood to be, it is universally understood by everybody that isn't evil, that's wicked, that is wrong. And so
Right.
there really
It's
isn't
not
complete
totally
moral
subjective.
subjectivity. There isn't. So I'm not going to even try to defend that. But I just get, when a platform like Twitch, if they go down that road and say, well, we're going to decide that here's the line where we determined it's not acceptable to our platform, um, then you are really subject to where that line is. And if that line is, I mean, I'm sure there is a line. There must be a line because, well, I actually don't know. I mean, does Twitch? Does Twitch allow actual pornography on its site? No, right?
No.
So they already have drawn a line. So
Right.
it's just a question of, hey, move the line. We want the line moved more because we think that this
Yeah.
crosses that line. Um, man, this is so
I
hard to answer.
it
I
is
guess
hard to
I guess
answer.
I guess it's how do you define, if Twitch doesn't allow pornography, then you have to decide how does Twitch define pornography? And if pornography
Yeah.
they define it as your clothes are still on, then it doesn't matter if your clothes are. Oh man,
If
I'm
there's
getting
no
myself in like
actual
weird
like
spots.
sexual
Yeah,
content happening, like
right,
explicitly sexual content, then does that mean it's not porn? Because I think
right. And if you
everyone agrees that it is soft porn
right,
because it's
but
extremely suggestive content.
okay, but here's the argument that comes, I know, from some corners. Well, if a guy decided that he wanted to do his whole podcast in his board shorts, would anybody have a problem with it? And the answer is probably not.
No, I
Probably
don't think
we
so.
wouldn't have a problem with it. But if the woman does it in her bikini, then
Then
suddenly,
people would have a problem with it.
and so that has more to do with the user than it does the person doing it.
Yes, there's a lot of
And that's where I
sexism
kind of
involved
go,
as well.
so there's that too. And again, getting back to the First Amendment, this is, if I don't know where people might be listening to this from, but in the United States, the First Amendment protects free speech, and by free speech, it's
Hmm.
you have the right in this country to say what you want without legal repercussions, without getting thrown in jail. You have other repercussions. You can't. I mean, I can say a lot of stuff right now and wreck my career if I
But
wanted
you
to.
will have
Right now, that
repercussions.
that would be things I don't believe and would be foolish to say anyway. But I'm not going to say those things because there are people are there's a price to pay when in this country if you're an idiot. So if you like the law may protect you, but
It'll also
there
punish
are
you.
other costs, right?
Oh yeah.
So um, I just my thought is, if you don't want, if it bothers you, don't watch it. I know that sounds a bit, it
Hmm.
doesn't align with how I feel morally. Like I wouldn't watch it, but I don't necessarily want Twitch banning things if it means that tomorrow someone has a problem with what you're doing because I don't know, some character in Genshin's too scantily dressed. So okay, that
Yeah.
now qualifies. And we've seen those types of things happen just in the last year. Not
Yeah.
with not with that issue, but with other things on social media where social media has clamped down and has
And censor
deplatformed
people.
people and censored people and all that. And again, some people start screaming, well, First Amendment. Well, not really, because Facebook isn't the government. Facebook is just
Right. They have the right to
ostensibly
censor.
Facebook is an independent, or Twitter or whatever independent company could give or not give platforms as they desire.
Yeah. I
But that's a
mean,
whole nother issue, man. We could get
that one's
that.
like,
Now
whew.
I wrote a whole dissertation on that. Like we can get into that, but I don't think your listeners really want to. It could be pretty
We could
boring,
save
but
that for another episode.
yeah, yeah, I guess I would say, it. You can't. Do you really want to go down that road where everything is relegated and regulated? I'm sorry, everything's
Mm,
regulated, so hyper regulated.
yeah.
Um, if you don't, if that content is bothers you and is offensive to you, and it may very well be, then don't watch it. And it sounds like the real problem that you would have would be with the hunger for it. And there's nothing
Yeah.
you could do about that. Like it,
Right. Yeah.
you know.
And that has nothing to do with like you. Part of my first thought, there's like a few different responses that I would have to different people who are angry about it. Like for people who are screaming like they're taking our views, the audience is not the same.
Up your
Like
game, pal.
someone up your game. Like no one who's gonna watch a hot tub stream is also gonna watch your scuffed Valorant stream. Like this is not the same audience. So like there's no need for you to get in like a hissy fit about it's taking your views away. No, it's not. Like if you want people okay, so here's part of the problem, and I think what people are the most irritated about is that these types of streamers are getting on the front page of Twitch. Like when you first open the app or open the website, they're getting a lot of recommendations. So, and maybe I'll just give my opinion on it too. I also want people to be able to do what they want. I think like I don't want to make that kind of content. I don't want to watch that kind of content. My main concern with this whole thing is like minor safety, and protecting like eyes of young kids.
Hmm.
And I also, this is a whole nother topic, but I really, there are so many problems with the porn industry and like so
Yeah.
much darkness that resides and like danger danger and like, yeah, it fuels sex trafficking. Not saying it's the only cause, but it absolutely does fuel sex trafficking. And there's no way to know that what you're watching on like a porn website is ethical, as in every party is consenting to creating this whatever that you're watching.
Hmm.
So that's a whole nother issue. So part of my concern is for like you only have to be 13 to have a Twitch account. So for those like 13 to 17-year-old kids, I don't want them opening Twitch and the first thing they're seeing is some like hypersexual content. If they're gonna seek it out, they're gonna seek it out, but don't shove
Right.
it in their face. So what I would like to see Twitch do is to stop promoting these streamers. Don't put them on the front page. Don't put
Yeah.
them on the front page. I know Twitch. I think Twitch is only doing this. Ooh, I guess I should be careful. I think these streamers make a lot of money. Therefore, Twitch makes a lot of money. So there's that to consider, as in
Right.
analyzing Twitch's motives and all this.
Hmm.
And then, yeah, so I would like to see them not flagged, but tagged as what they are, which is soft porn, and then put them in a private category that you have to consent to watch it. You have to click on the category. You have to say, yes, I want to see this content, and click on it. So that these girls or whoever they are, you can do what you want. You can exercise your liberty and create this kind of content. Sorry. I get hiccups when I'm like talking about
Hmm.
something for a long period
Yeah.
of time. And then let the viewers make their own choice as well. Let the viewers make the choice about if they want to consume that kind of content. And then we can protect 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old kids from getting this content shoved down their throat and potentially creating a hunger
Mm.
for more.
Yeah. I think that's a good solution. And you can even decide, Twitch can decide, do we want to does someone have to be a certain age to view this content? And they could do that too, where they
Yeah,
have to
they could do that
verify,
too.
age or whatever. And so, yeah, I don't see why that doesn't seem
Then we're
unusual
not
for the internet
restricting
these
anyone's
days, right?
liberty. Like, everyone gets to do what they
Right.
want. Hot tub streamers get to keep being hot tub streamers. Do your thing, make your money.
What does YouTube do? Does YouTube have some kind of anything like that? I mean, they must have stuff like that going on. How do they handle it?
I don't know. I don't know what YouTube does. I haven't paid attention enough.
Yeah, it's kind of.
But
I mean, for a long time, I know YouTube was just the Wild West. This is out there. But
yeah.
I don't know. I'd be curious to know. But yeah, that seems like a good solution. Just don't just just identify it and let people know. Okay,
Mhm.
this is what this is, and
Yeah.
you have to click a second button to say, yeah, I want to see it,
Mhm.
and then if you want to go beyond that and say there's certain, we don't want 13-year-olds over here, even if you want to see it,
Yeah.
um, I mean, the truth is, it's the internet. They can see whatever they want to see whenever they want to see it. If no
The
one's
internet is
policing it on their end, that's it.
yeah.
So, eliminating something on Twitch isn't going to clean the internet out, but
No. But
Twitch
if
as a
we
platform,
can
if
mhm.
yeah, it's a yeah, if this is a platform, you are Twitch is a platform, you are partnered on Twitch, so you do have a say and have a voice and have it. You're invested in it, and
Yeah.
I think it's a good conversation to have. It's not about censoring. It's about just being responsible.
Yeah.
People want to, if someone's more comfortable in a certain attire, I guess if you want to call it that, then go ahead. But just let me know that that's what it's going to be if I click on it to watch, and I won't, or whatever,
Yeah.
or the 13-year-old won't, or
Yeah, I think we just want like
yeah,
honesty about it because Twitch is trying to play the line of like it's not soft porn. It's just, we're not going to define it so that we can keep making money on it. And it's
yeah.
like,
Well,
come on.
yeah.
Let's
Come
take this
on.
seriously. Like and Twitch is also algorithm based, so like if you click on one, let's say I get promoted one one of the stream like that, if I click on it, the next time I refresh my page, it'll be all that's the content I'll see. So I don't
Oh
see it.
man.
Like I don't think I've ever had something like that. I think I investigated one, like I looked up one girl stream because she said something really 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 awful, and I just wanted to like snoop on her a little bit, and then my whole page was flooded with
It
those types of
took like
streamers. I was
probably
like,
took two
okay,
weeks to
no.
get rid of it. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Stop.
I just don't want Twitch just like capitalizing off it and not considering safety and like protection of kids.
I
That's
bet
my
they
main
will.
concern.
They will go that route because they want to. They don't lose anything in going that way, and they gain a
No.
lot. They gain a lot of goodwill from parents, from
Yeah.
and I know you. I remember when you were first getting started, you had some very young kids like involved in watching you do your thing, and you had some parents contacting you to let you know that yours was one of the few streams that they allowed their
Yeah.
kids to view, and so you don't want to
Yeah.
lose that whole demographic.
No, I don't.
it
It's nice.
the bad elements always rush into these platforms. It is the way it is, and so it behooves the platform to then react to that in a way that protects the overall community while still being what they want to be as far as like a platform for
Yeah.
a certain level of variety of whatever it is they want. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm sure that's a debate. Do you think it's going to something is as so Twitch has already weighed in on it at least once, so I guess they're aware of it.
They're aware of it. Yeah, I don't know. It's just it's frustrating because like Twitch will like weigh in on something like I don't know. Their priorities just seem a little bit weird. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hmm. They don't want to rock the boat.
It's
They
all
want
about that paper, you know?
to. Yes, it is.
That
It's
dollars.
hard to be in the public, man. You really just want to try to avoid all that stuff, but it's
I know.
impossible now. Used to
Yeah.
be easier, but things are getting very political everywhere.
It's hard
So
when you're like, because like the partnership, I want to keep it, but sometimes Twitch does stuff. I'm like, why? No, it's just my problem.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
it is
Well,
what
you
it
keep putting
is.
out that good content.
I'll just
You
stay in
do
my
your
lane.
part.
Like the what those girls are
There you
doing, like
go.
do what you want. That has nothing. I don't have any problem with you. Like I'll stay in my lane and you're gonna be in your lane and we're gonna make content and it's gonna be fine. Like it's none of my business. Frankly,
There
it's none
you
of my
go.
business what they want to do. Like it's whatever.
Yeah,
I want to live my life and
but
you
it's
live
good.
yours and we
So
can be
so
fine.
this is the final. This is final exams week,
Oh
and
yeah.
so
Almost done. Final
yeah,
stretch.
it's always yeah, it's always interesting how at the end of the semester, um, there's always a certain population of students that have up until this point been aloof, and suddenly they are just so hyper concerned and interested to come and see me talk
The
about.
kick in the high gear at the end, huh?
Oh yeah, suddenly they've come real. They've all become mathematicians. They know exactly how many points they need to get to the next grade break, and it's really it's funny. It's just kind of it's almost become a sport. Just here they come.
Here they
I love
come.
these guys. I mean, it's funny. It's like a migration to my office
All
every
those
end of the
office slots are
semester.
full. All those
Here they
office
come,
hours.
and or really it's usually emails. Emails has opened up. People will say things in emails and make requests in emails they would never do face to face. They would never even have the gall to ask, but they'll do it in an email
Mm.
because it's easier. You just send it, and you don't have to face the music of the request in the moment.
The
So I kind of
rejection.
dread opening my email every morning. I go, oh, what now? What's the hey prof, can you go out a chance? Can we meet? Oh boy,
Can
okay.
you meet with
What's
me?
this? So usually
Help
it's more
me.
like, well, okay, what's this about now? What do you want to meet about? And then invariably it's well, I was hoping that I can get some extra credit, or I can.
Do people come to you after finals, like after all everything's said and done? Like when they get their final grade, do people contact you?
Yeah, sometimes they do.
It's too
I was
late.
surprised by my grade, or that kind of thing. Yeah, I get that sometimes. But they seek, but they do not find me because it, for for, for such requests, I'm unavailable in the summer. But the office
Summer
is
Bob.
closed, man. That's that. Like
Office Bob is gone. Summer Bob is
yeah,
here.
no, Prof D is gone for the summer, and now it's Bobby, and he's at the beach, and he
Bobby.
just
It's
and
Bobby's
he's
time
not.
to shine.
Yeah, Bobby comes back, and he's not gonna have that conversation with you right now.
He's at the
See you in
beach.
September. We can chat, but I'm gone. I've been tempted. I haven't never done it, but I thought about putting my email on auto respawn for the summer just to say, hey, but I'm not available. I'll get back to you. But it's pretty ridiculous. Like it's May. I'll get back to you in August. That's crazy to say, you know.
I
And the
mean,
truth
maybe you could
is,
just make it like I'll get back to you at some point. Like I'm not at my desk. I'm something not so drastic as I'll respond in 4 months.
4 months. See ya. Yeah. And I do have online students that take classes even through the summer. So I guess that's why I've never done it, because
Ah,
I do respond to them.
mm.
So it would be kind of funny to have one of those things emails go out that says, okay, first off, if you're an online student, you can disregard the rest of this email. I'll get back to you within 24 hours. However, if you're not, I don't want to hear from you until September. That's pretty messed up.
For all intents and purposes, I'm at the beach.
Yeah, I'm not available to you, but I know that's all just pie in the sky. The truth is, I do get the summers off, but I'm still working on stuff. I mean, I'm not totally disappearing, but I do sometimes disappear for a while.
It's good.
I'm going to spend a lot of time not working this summer on
Good.
overtly. Like I'll be working on stuff versus working. You know the difference, right?
Yes.
One
Oh
is
yes. Trust me, I
yeah.
do.
So that's
What are you
my
gonna work
earnest
on?
desire. Well, I've got that one course, that a new course I'm designing on
Oh
news
right.
literacy, that stems from my doctoral work. But then that's the main thing, and then I'm also looking at putting a proposal together for more like a to get investors for my vision for the journalism school, and what really kind of breaking it out. making a cultural impact through media. So journalism would be, in my opinion, the top of that totem pole. But if you ask some of my colleagues, like who teach in cinema, they'd say no, entertainment media is the top of the totem pole. Yeah, they both are. So, but we work together. So that's the thing those things I'm going to be working on.
Mm.
As far as working, I'll be working on my pop up on the beach on my board. That's what I'm gonna be working on. That's the work I'm gonna be
Yeah.
doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes,
That's
yes, yes, yes. We're gonna do it together.
yes, we're gonna get out there and do some more surfing, and I'm gonna be. I'll do some work on a few playlists that I want to make for the summer. I'm working on one right now. I don't know if you remember, but about a year ago, this time I was working on my quarantine playlist, all the kind of songs
Mm.
that captured the feels of being locked down and the angst of it all.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of added to it as the quarantine went on. So I have a lot of And then I had different
Cool.
stuff in June when we were going through all the riots, and
Mm-hmm.
and now um, the title of my playlist is post pandemic summer smash.
Oh,
so
yes. It sounds like a banger
so
already.
yes, it's just the songs that are about are just feel good songs. They're not necessarily lyrically all about "Yay, I'm free," that kind of stuff. Although there's a few of those, but it's mostly just songs about that celebrate what people are celebrating now. People getting back to social life, and people
Mm.
are falling in love. I hope somewhere. People are all of
The
getting ready
beauty
to
of
go out on a
life,
Friday night. Yes. So I just wanted songs that that's
reassimilation.
the only criterion I have is songs that make me want to have that make me happy and have and celebrate and have fun. And so that's the list. It's nothing like deeply profound about it, but it is a banger. I hope I'm enjoying it so far.
I think my friends will be clamoring for that playlist whenever you release it. So keep us posted.
Well, I'm speaking of your friends. I'm trying not to seed it with a bunch of like classic rock songs because that's always my MO because that's sort of what I love so much, that stuff.
It's
But
understandable.
right now I haven't gotten into the 70s at least. I've got 80s, 90s and above, 2000s. I even got some of the last few years because music that you guys have um,
I'll
introduced me
send you
to.
some stuff too, 'cause I've
Okay,
discovered
good.
quite a bit of good music
Yes, I'm
recently.
taking recommendations. I'm taking recommendations there. Send them my way, and they don't all have to be like super fast songs. They can be slow if it still captures that
Hmm.
feel. I don't know what it is exactly, but it's different
Yes.
for everybody. But I've got some Laney on there, uh,
Hey.
so let's go.
Hey, if you're listening
it's
on YouTube or if you're watching on YouTube and you have some song recommendations, leave them in the comments and
yeah,
it'll be considered.
it will most definitely be considered. Absolutely, that's the beauty about an Apple playlist. Is used to be when you made a playlist, you were limited by either the size of the tape or later
Yeah,
on the number of minutes you could put on a CD. But now, I mean, I'm making playlists of 200 songs. It gets out of control. There's
it's
no. I
endless.
got to rein myself in.
Never,
Never.
never.
Yeah, that like
Free,
that'll
be
happen.
free. All right.
Exactly.
We're hitting just under 50 minutes, so we should sign off.
Perfect.
Great. Another great podcast. Thank you, Dan.
Well,
Bye,
thank you. This
guys.
is fun.
It is fun.
All right,
Thank you
bye.
for listening, and we'll see you next week for this is the ninth episode?
I believe it is.
Powering through it. Okay, so we'll do one more finale episode for until we take a little bit of a break, and then we'll
Yeah,
come
season
back.
one.
We'll have to
That's
think of
right.
something fun for the 10th episode. Something fun. We'll talk about it.
Well, we'll talk offline
We'll talk
about it.
offline. All right. Thank you guys for watching or listening, and we'll see you next week.
All right.
Bye.